He's walked to the police station, haven't they? You gonna pass out? Yeah. Thought so. Went to turn himself in. Eh?
So that's that. Committed for trial.
Chief Inspector, what is your opinion of Monsieur
That
Cust?
really happened freaking quick. No interview with him, nothing.
He's an epileptic, the doctors tell me.
But is it possible for a man to commit a crime without being aware of it?
Well, he might try that line of defence if it wasn't for the letters. They show premeditation.
Hey, there are other matters that we know a bit more about now that could describe
Until I have
that.
a reason for those letters being written to me, I will not feel that this case is solved.
Good. I'm glad he's not.
Chief Inspector Japp.
That's me.
It's about that Bexhill murder.
He swears by all that's blue that he met Cust in the Royal George Hotel in Eastbourne on the evening of August the 24th, that they had dinner together, and then played dominoes until well after midnight.
Oh.
Monsieur Cust could not have been on the beach at Bexhill between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock, strangling Mademoiselle Betty Barnard.
Listen, he did the Andover murder, he did the Churston murder, he did the Doncaster murder. He must have done the Bexhill murder.
Why?
Unless he's been framed.
Excuse me, Monsieur Cust.
Well, luckily he's still nice and polite, even with somebody he's supposed to murderer.
I never wrote to you. I told them over and over again.
If you did not write those letters, Monsieur Cust, who did?
I don't know. They're all against me.
I mean, really intrigued how they're going to handle this part of it. I kind of want to get a book now and read the book too.
And what do I end up as? A door-to-door stocking salesman.
Because he's not 100% sure he's the killer. He's still being nice. But even then, he would stay polite because that's who he is. Fucking hot. It's getting warm here. It's usually cooler at night.
But all of the letters, they were typed on the machine found in your room.
The typewriter was sent to me by the firm at the beginning of my job.
Yeah.
The letters were sent after you received the machine, as though you typed them and then posted them to yourself.
Yes, I know.
This actor's fantastic.
But I couldn't have done the second murder, though, could I? The Bexhill one. I was playing dominoes in Eastbourne, wasn't I?
See, he said it, but nobody said it to him yet, has they? That corroborates that part, right?
It is a game that is very absorbing, is it not, Monsieur Cust?
Oh, there's a lot of play in
Yes.
it. A lot of play. When I was a clerk in the city, we used to play every lunch hour.
I really like this actor. He's brilliant.
I remember one person in particular.
Really?
We just got talking over a cup of coffee and started dominoes.
Somebody about the job, I bet.
I've not been able to forget something they told me.
What did they say?
Yeah. What did he say?
Talking about your fate being written in your hand. And told me some amazing things.
Who said that earlier? 'Cause that's
Said
been
I was
said
going
before.
to be the most celebrated man in England before I died. It almost looks as though you're going to die on the gallows.
Okay, that's the voice we heard. Yeah, so it was somebody telling that. What voice was that? Because the way it was, you didn't concentrate on it. You were concentrating on what was going on with him, not the voice. You just listened to the words.
I don't seem to remember what I've done.
He's afraid that he did do it.
But you do know that you committed the murders.
Yes. Yes, I do know that.
But maybe he's been coerced into doing them in this.
That you do not know why you committed them.
He's been used and coerced. He used his mental state.
No, I don't.
Okay, that's proof. And the fact he said that about that guy too, to me, that shows that he was being coerced and used and stuff like that. Okay, in this one, he might have done it, but he's coerced. They've taken out another element as well from the game. Or not from the game, this was made before it, and the book before that, but you know what I mean.
The case is over, done with, finished.
That is true, Chief Inspector. The man Cust, he is in prison. There will be no more killings. But you see, I know nothing. And there is also one small fact that is vexing. Monsieur Cust has an alibi for the night of the crime that he is alleged to have committed on this beach. From the beginning, I had felt that there was something wrong with those letters that I received. And there was.
Okay, what?
I had assumed that they were written by a madman, mais non. They were written by a sane man pretending to be mad.
There we go, pretending to be mad, because they were very well written. There weren't spelling mistakes or anything like that.
A pin.
Shh! Don't clatter so, Millie.
She listening in.
When it is one of a series of related murders.
Cust did the murders. He was caught red-handed, more or less. Blood on his coat, knife under his bed. He even admits to the murders. What more do you want?
Because he's been coerced.
For such a plan, Monsieur Cust had neither the cunning, the daring, nor, may I add, the brains. The murderer must have flirted with Mademoiselle Betty Barnard. Somehow he got her to remove her belt with which she was strangled.
Oh, he didn't like that, understandably.
All along, I was aware of a dual personality of the murderer. Now I see wherein it consisted. Two people were involved. The real murderer, cunning, resourceful, and daring. And
the man that was framed.
Had been considering already several schemes when a chance meeting with Monsieur Cust produced an idea.
So I was trying to hear the whispering then.
Indeed, the whole shrinking personality of Monsieur Cust made him for the murderer an ideal tool.
Start the suggestive stuff in.
Perhaps his very name of Alexander Bonaparte Cust gave to the murderer the idea of the murders alphabetical.
Okay. Like, because if there's been changes already, I'm like guessing who it could be. Like,
some letters were sent to Monsieur Cust, as if from a well-known wholesaler, offering him employment on salary and commission. The plans were so well laid down beforehand by the murderer that the letters that were subsequently sent to me had already been typed.
Oh. Was sent to him and they were written beforehand. Jesus, they really planned ahead.
A list of potential clients in Andover is sent to Monsieur Cust.
And he went to all of them.
Lady Clark observes Mademoiselle Grey talking with Monsieur Cust, and Sir Carmichael Clark, he also dies.
That guy's face. God, how many hairs?
Who stood to gain anything from even one of the murders? Madame Ascher had no money, so therefore you, Mademoiselle Drower, had nothing to gain from the death of your aunt.
That actress, everybody's really, really fucking good in this.
Well, as the newspapers endlessly informed us, Sir Carmichael Clark was a millionaire many times over.
What are you suggesting?
Persons suffering from epilepsy, Mademoiselle Grey, often have blanks when they cannot remember what they have just done.
Uh-huh.
He was also nervous, highly neurotic, and extremely suggestible. The Andover crime meant to him at first nothing. The Bexhill crime, well, he was there at about the same time. And then came Churston. So when he receives instructions to go to Doncaster, knowing as he does that the next ABC murder will take place in that city...
He really struggled with it.
And this is where the understanding of the personality of Monsieur Cust by the murderer pays dividends. In spite of every inner voice telling Monsieur Cust not to go to Doncaster, nevertheless he goes. Why does he
knows
go?
He's going to be suspected.
It is his duty.
Because he was in the army, he feels like he needs to. It's his duty, it's his job. He needs the money. And again... I want to know how... It's really clever how they did it with him walking one way to make it seem like he walked behind him.
But while
or rather, he went across and then...
There occurs the stabbing.
Okay, they've shown it differently there to show that it was a completely different person. I like that.
Our murderer hoped to disguise the one murder with the real motive, that of your brother, Sir Carmichael Clark.
You're not implying it's me. Oh, I couldn't have killed that fellow in the cinema. I was at the race course with the rest of you.
Indeed you were, Monsieur Clark.
Uh-huh.
And the murderer stayed in place at the race course until the crowds began to gather.
And then you could slip out without being seen.
And our murderer, he quietly slips away.
Yeah, like, how can you look at all those people and pick out particular people?
In the letter that Monsieur Cust received from his soi-disant employer, he is instructed at which hotel to stay. So there is no difficulty in picking him up.
And following him to wherever he goes so that you can murder at that particular place.
And in the darkness, he cold-bloodedly takes his opportunity.
But
and when the program comes to an end and Monsieur Cust is leaving, he does not realize that the person he passes in the aisle also slips
Okay, I was just
into his
literally about to ask, how does he slip that in there? So it is him. It's the same as in the game.
This is rot. I never heard it out and out rot.
No, Monsieur Clark. You were safe enough.
What?
And were almost certain to inherit the wealth of your brother as long as no one suspected you. But as soon as you were suspected, the proofs, they were easy to find.
That's exactly the same as in the game, so it must be different from the...
Got any proofs? What proofs?
Your fingerprints, Monsieur Clark. They were discovered on the typewriter that was sent to Monsieur Cust.
They were?
A typewriter which, if you were innocent...
Okay, I did not know that.
Handled.
They really left that out, didn't they?
Jackanapes!
Come on, Jack, you go kick his ass. What have they stopped? Oh, there's... Oh, the cinema's in there. There's a cinema in there, right? They could put it out in the press now that he's the killer. Everybody will look for him. There's no way you can get out now. But then again, he's panicking. He's going to look. I kind of want to get the book now and read it just to see if the killer's different in that. Because I swear somebody told me that there was a difference. Because it was him in the game too. Apologies for spoilers of the game. I've been guessing all the way through. Because of that comment by someone, I was like second guessing who it could possibly be. Mate, there's no way you're getting away. He's going to freaking break his neck on something. Hey, fair play, buddy. I kind of wanted Hastings to trip him over, you know? Mate, you're fucked. Where's Miss Gray? What's she going to say about that? Because they left out an element of that as well. Like, but then again, game might have fitted more in. This might have had more elements of certain parts of it, you know?
Just can't believe it.
He was afraid, Mademoiselle Gray. He was afraid with the cancer to kill Lady Clark. His brother, Sir Carmichael, might have turned his attentions towards you, might even perhaps have married you. Then his hopes of inheritance, it would be lost forever.
Why didn't he kill her?
By killing his brother.
As well.
Monsieur Franklin Clark ensures that when
Been
the
too
cancer
suspicious,
finally
I guess.
becomes Lady Clark, the family fortune, it will be his.
Until now, if he's a murderer.
Because, mon ami, you could not even arrange for a letter addressed to Scotland Yard to go astray.
Everybody knows the address. That's right, yeah.
It was the very essence of the plan of Monsieur Clark that the third letter, it should go astray. The police were not to be told about the one murder with a real motive until it was safely over. Alas, it had nothing to do with my undoubted fame. No. Merely, he needed the private address.
Something that would get the police involved as well.
I put that in to please you, Hastings.
You mean it wasn't true?
Not in the least, mon ami.
He was bluffing. I love that. I was thinking, like, going, like, why would they not mention the prints beforehand, or like going, or like show a glimpse of a print on there or something like that, you know?
I gave him a bit of a spray with some cologne yesterday.
Ew.
Whose cologne, Hastings?
Well, it was,
But, really thrown, but I fucking hate that thing. He sprayed it with his cologne, didn't he?
Hello, Chief Inspector.
Captain Hastings.
So I started saying something, now I've completely forgotten. I'm so sorry.
Monsieur Cust.
I just had to come and say
I'm
thank
so
you,
happy
Mr.
for
Poirot.
him.
You
Fucking
are
brilliant
a very good
actor.
man.
Oh, he knows that.
Thank you very much, Monsieur.
But yeah, they could have like showed a little glimpse of
merci.
Of the stuff like that. So I was thinking, why the fuck would they not mention the one thing that convicted the guy? Like, why would they not mention it? So that's why, because it was a lie.
Do not accept, Monsieur Cust.
Why?
You must stand firm. You must say to them that your price is not £500.
Do
you think so?
Mais certainement. Do you not realize, Monsieur Cust, that today you are the most
there you
famous
go, the guy
man
was
in
right.
England?
You're absolutely right.
Aww.
Famous.
Oh, he's so sweet. That actor was
I must say the
fucking
money will
brilliant.
be most agreeable.
Like, I love David Suchet. And Hastings, of course. I think he's the best actor of this one. What's he seen?
What a creature.
Does he like it?
Do you like it? It's magnificent.
Let him have it.
I shot it, as a matter of fact.
You shot it?
Yes, when I was in South America.
Oh, I should like to hear that story.
Hey! Oh, Hastings gets to talk about it. This is what he's wanted, the whole thing. Brilliant.
Which is actually one of the hottest places in the
They're
world.
like, oh.
The humidity was absolutely unbearable.
Let's leave them to it, but fair play. Hastings finally gets to tell someone about it.
In the river and came upon the most extraordinary
Aww.
sight. Just down below the ground was a woman, obviously in some kind of trouble.
Oh, that's
And I
so
suddenly
funny.
realised that they were being
I'm glad for
pursued by
Hastings
some-
finally get to talk to somebody about it, and somebody appreciates what he did. Okay, what's the guy's name? Donald Sumter. I know that name. Why do I know that name? Excuse me, guys. I know that name. Wait a freaking second. I'm sorry, I've got to look it up, but I just saw a picture. Sorry, I'm not going to look it up now. Not in the way I just did, because it fucking whited me out, didn't it? But Game of Thrones. He's the Maester of Winterfell. That's probably why I recognised him. Like, I want to look again, but as you saw, I went on IMDb. White page. Couldn't see a fucking thing. Holy moly. Like, I've got it so Google is, like, dark themed. But he's the Grand Maester. Or not Grand Maester, the Maester from Winterfell. Huh. Let's see, but he's been in... Like, I'm looking at little things, like, there's some descriptions. Like, Peaky Blinders. Not watched Peaky Blinders myself, I will admit. Doesn't seem like it's going to be my kind of thing. My other half loves it. Chernobyl. Doctor Who. Oh, I'm definitely looking that up afterwards. Okay. I'm looking at the TARDIS fandom. I want to see. Let me get rid of the thing at the bottom, because that's what's making it... What? Where's my mouse gone? I need to see. Who did he play in Doctor Who? Various Doctor Who stories, but he's also in Sarah Jane Adventures, The Wheel in Space, The Sea Devil, and Hell Bent. Oh my god, he's Rassilon! He was fucking Rassilon! That's where I know him from. Obviously not Timothy Dalton Rassilon, but the one on Gallifrey with Peter Capaldi. That's where I know him from. That is the one I know him from. Obviously Game of Thrones, but he's fucking Rassilon. Or one of the Rassilons, because he's not Timothy Dalton, but... And obviously there was other Rassilons too. But fuck! He was bloody... Sorry, I accidentally opened up the page again. Let's get rid of the tabs. I clicked the wrong one. But he was fucking brilliant in this. Like, I got to say, I never made the connection to him being Rassilon and in Game of Thrones. Never made that connection before. I know he's not in any other stuff, but... Okay, there was stuff in the game they might have just put in for the game that they didn't have in this, and there's stuff in this that they didn't have in the game. So it really makes me want to read the book. Really makes me want to read the book. I have to get it. But then again, I've got shitloads of books I want to read, you know? But I just... Getting me to read a book is one of the difficult things. Once I get it, start reading it, sometimes... I might read 1 or 2 pages, but sometimes I will literally just have to read it all the way through, and I can't focus on anything else. But getting me to read the book in the first place is extremely difficult. I've got so many I want to read. I just can't get myself to read them. Can't find the time. But I really want to know what's different. Because, again, I'm going to put apologies for spoilers of the game at the beginning of the first part of this, okay? And I'll try and have that as the link in the top as well. In at least that one, maybe in this one too. But the killer's the same. It was the brother. But in this one, there was an extra suspicion. Or in the game one, there was extra suspicion. it's gone 12:30. I'm allowed to be tired. There was an extra suspicion on Miss Grey because she was seen by Hastings kissing the brother at the bottom of the stairs, and it was basically made it seem like she's turning her attentions on him to try to get the because now the main one was dead, turned her attention to him to try and get the money, or that was kind of like made you think that's what she was trying to do, you know? There was like suspicions on so many people in it. So like, there wasn't really any of that element at all on this. And the tights came back into it. Like, in the game, like there was a box of tights you saw as you were investigating the shop at the beginning. And then they mentioned the tights. Like, they didn't mention any of the tights at all. Like, it was one thing you saw in the shop. I was shocked. I remembered it. And then you went to the second murder and they talked about the tights, how the mum had bought her tights. You didn't interview the mum. You only talked to the sister. The parents you don't speak to in the game. But the tights were mentioned again. And I actually thought of the connection between the tights. I was so fucking pleased. That made me smile that it was still an element in this. But I was shocked that it wasn't mentioned earlier on. But I like the fact that, like, we had Poirot, like, there's something else. Something else was said, and I can't quite get it. Like, I do intend to play other Poirot games when I can. I don't know when. Like, there's the first Cases one, where he's bald, smaller mustache, and or shaved head, which is going to be weird. And there's a new one coming out, I think it's the end of August. And then there's another one that's been announced as well. So, like, I don't think the first Cases one's based on any story. There might be elements of ones, nods to something. But I don't know about the other ones that have been announced. I don't know. But I definitely want to play them. But I don't know when. Because summer holidays coming up. I've also got in the poll. I will have decided and started it by the time this part comes out, at least. Because God knows when I'm going to edit all of these parts. But quite frankly, at the moment, it looks like it's going to be Tomb Raider. That's going to take me multiple weeks. And then Baldur's Gate 3 is coming out and stuff like that. So I don't know when I'm going to get to the ones, but I want to. I really want to. And I want to get into watching more of this too. Because I really fucking liked it. I don't know if it came across as a good reaction. Maybe it will be different if I watch one that I haven't played. I'm not compared to the game, so I don't know the story of. Like, I have seen some Poirot, not for years. And I can't. Yeah, there's only one I remember facts of, and I remember the whodunit element of it. I remember the truth of it. I'm trying to be descriptive of it because it's Murder on the Orient Express, and if you know why I'm being careful, you know why I'm being careful. But I know what really happened, if you know what I mean, with that one. Or the final, what really happened part of it, you know? Don't remember much of the rest, but I haven't seen like any of the other versions, the recent versions and stuff like that. So that might be a fun one to watch, but like it'd be cool to go through them, especially like starting off like part like season 1, as it were, because they've got it in series. Well, they've done it in series, but what's the one? 1-2 Buckle My Shoe. That's the one with Christopher Eccleston. But series 1 or season. I say season 1 because it's easier from my head to distinguish between series and season. If I say it that, because it's got series 1, series 2, and that. I don't recognize the name of any of the ones from series 1, so that might be interesting to do. But okay, the first episode 1 is apparent. I know it probably like lessens it or the closest hour, but apparently the first one is only an hour long, so that might be better. But this one wasn't quite 2 hours, so I think it just rounds it up, maybe, to give you enough time to watch it. But I'm really freaking intrigued about watching some more. Like, I'm going through other ones. I don't personally Sorry. I was clicking through. Looking at season 3. Number 5, Wasp's Nest. The thumbnail has a young Peter Capaldi. That's my favourite modern Doctor. Ooh. There's going to be so much of the parts I'm going to be like, I know that person, I know that person. Why do I know that person? That looks like freaking Gillian Anderson in that one. Probably not, but I was shocked. I was like, wait a fucking second. I recognise some faces in the thumbnails, but I really want to watch some of these. I think these are Damian Lewis. Ooh. Again, most of these I don't recognise the names of at all. Oh, so I'm going through them all. Fuck it. Aidan Gillen, Emily Blunt. Obviously more... Michael Fassbender's in one. Ooh. Obviously, this is those later ones, but... Did he not do Murder on the Orient Express? It's called Season 12. And it's got Jessica Chastain in it. Damn. Cast is crazy. They got some great cast. Okay, so that was season 12. Season 13 has got Poirot's Final Case, which is where David Suchet took about. I like that. I think I've seen part of that one. Not enough to describe it, but I'd love to be able to watch some of these. I think this would be really quite fun. Doing some Poirot. Again, ever so often. So I've just seen episode 10 of season 1. I went back to season 1 so I got it bookmarked for when I open up the page again to watch one. Jolie Richardson is too holy. It's one of those things like especially if you're British, being that, being Poirot, being some Agatha Christie, kind of like Doctor Who. Like people make the joke about how like England's only got 3 actors type thing. Kind of looks like it is. Yeah, I do really want to read the book of that one to see what the difference is. Brilliant acting in this one. Fantastic acting by everyone. Like, as I said, Video Game Poirot was good. He was really good, the voice actor. And they did make him look like David Suchet. I guess Hastings kind of looked like this Hastings too, but most of the other voice actors... Some of the time they showed a little bit of emotion, but it was quite flat. The art style was really freaking cool. Really different. Seemed like vintage, but not. It was really cool. Very different for a video game. But the voice acting was kind of... What's her name? What's her name? I recognise that face. What is... Josie... Oh, what's her name? Looks like what somebody was on the original UK version of Hulu Silence anyway. One time on the American. Don't think they'd allow her back because she swore. She was also the in Good Omens, the lady that Agnes Nutter in that. Nice and Accurate Prophecies of Agnes Nutter. That's another thing that's coming up. One of my 2 favourite shows. I'm going off in tangents. I'm fucking tired. I'm going loopy. I need fucking sleep. But I definitely want to do some more of these. Again, it might be a once ever so often one. Like, it's not going to be a regular thing. It'll probably be whenever I fit it in. Like, maybe whenever we finish Blake 7, I'll do an extra one. I'll do 1 or 2 there before we start something new up. Or... I'd say Doctor Who, obviously. I'm only on season 2, so that's going to go on for a very long time. Red Dwarf, multiple seasons. Blake 7, I'm only on episode 2 of season 3. There's 4 seasons. And I don't know when I'm going to fit it in. Like, I might film 1 or 2, not say it, and then in between editing any of these ones or any of my other regular shows, I might edit around them and then release it bit by bit. Film it when I can and stuff like that. But again, as I said, don't know when it's going to be, but I definitely want to do some more. Like, I think this would be a really cool thing. Like, it's a shame that we can't do like a live reaction thing. Like, maybe on my Twitch I might be able to do it if we do a watch along thing and I still record the elements and then just work out by ourselves. I don't know. But then again, that's one of the reasons I've done like the ABC Murders game and also the Sherlock Holmes ones as well. I want to do some of them too. Working that out on stream together would be fun, at least. But I'm blabbing on quite a lot. I do apologise. My video file is going to be huge. It's going to be, my God, my laptop is going to be so freaking slow trying to edit this. I'm going to have to try and edit on my new one, I think, because otherwise my old one's going to be like, what the fuck are you doing to me? Ah! Well, we shall see how I get on in the morning, because I'm not starting now. But I've really enjoyed this. Obviously, before I do any more of these and stuff like that, I would love to know if you guys think this is a good thing to react to. As I said, as I knew the story with this one, it might be not as good a reaction as the others, you know. I might not be guessing as much, not be talking as much. So maybe we'll do one more of one I don't know, episode 1, the first one of David Suchet, so that we know, so you guys can really judge whether you want me to see more or do more, I mean. But yeah, don't know when that's going to happen, because over the summer holidays I'm going to have less time to do it because my daughter's going to be home. Oh, again, we shall see. I did really enjoy it, even because like I was guessing, like going, okay, this is a different adaptation, things could be different, people take liberties and stuff like that, and condensing things down because I don't know how long the book is. But I'm blabbing on. I need to fucking stop blabbing on. Now I need to work it out, but I can't believe that guy was Rassilon. He ate really fucking well. Oh. I could just say, like, repeat it. My head just wants to repeat stuff because I just, like, it's fucking brilliant. It was so good. I'd love to know what you guys think of this one and stuff like that. What did you think of the acting? I'm going to say, I'll say no spoilers for the book. I'll try and put it in a comment for the first one as well and stuff like that. Or something there. Just no spoilers for the book, because I do actually want to read the book now and find out differences and stuff like that. But I'd love to know what you guys think of this adaptation without spoiling. And yeah, if you enjoyed the reaction, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, give the notification bell a tick. You'll know when the next episode goes live. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you again for the next one. Bye.